Okay, I think we're good now. So it's driving me nuts. We always gotta do that. Alright. We are back with Ace Attorney, the first game. And we're gonna continue. Alright. You look great, Emma. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there?
Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. Oh wow, so we're really in deep trouble this time, aren't we, Phoenix? You don't say it that often. So what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, is this where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Why is that? Now I gotta get into that voice. Deep reaches of my soul. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall!
Thought I'd come take a look and see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home range locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? Oh, that hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, comrade? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole mufflers thing doesn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't. That just beat all. I've seen the red breeze blow at her. Ugh, this freaking. Like, my goodness, I don't know why. Maybe it's just trying to sing a whole sentence. But it's a pain in the keister. Okay. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Many a time. Saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf, and it's in the frickin' muffler of the car, which is even weirder. Like, why would it be in the car? Why would her scarf that you call a muffler be in a car muffler? For what reason would that be the case? And also, I'm just curious how this jacket is staying on.
So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken?
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner? Sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this.
So what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
It's not a quicksand, what is the... I wouldn't call it a hurricane, whatever the frickin' water things, you know, the ones... It's like a hurricane, but just in the water. Whirlpool. It's a whirlpool. We're in a whirlpool. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Woo-wee. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. I'm sorry, it's Edgeworth's face. It's beautiful. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. The furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continue on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. Oh boy. Seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. We're just gonna use my regular voice because I don't know who this is. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? Hello, what the frick? What is with this guy is a good question. I'm like, I have never seen you before in my life. I've seen Officer Marshall in images before. I have never seen that man. He looks like I'm sorry. It's just so funny. It's like, what? Strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Well, and this just, it looks like a cross with a tie, and I look at it more and I'm like, is he from a church? I wouldn't think so, but you know, anything can happen. Alright. Now how am I gonna voice this?
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
Who on earth is he? Well, he has the same badge, like on his tie, as Marshall has on his, like, coat. I don't know, I just looked over at his coat and I'm like, oh, that's the same marking. Oh, it's you. Now how am I gonna... hello? Okay, thank freaking goodness, I thought it broke. Sorry, I'm late. Chicky, the roads were packed. Just me. Long time no see. Gee, how you been? Swim much these days? Hello, I've been so busy. Busy. Gee, my boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Gee seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Wright-o. That attorney, I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we all should go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? So, is he like so he's not the head of the prosecution because that's, Emma's sister. Is he like the head after her? He's not the chief of police. So anything's possible. Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Okay, this is gonna be a very dumb question. What is the district chief of police in comparison to a police chief? The chief of police was... Well, I'm getting so many different things. So what is he? District chief of police? Is he like the... I'm assuming he's the head of police. Wow, I got some random results, man. Okay. Thought I'd look. It's fine. My assumption, so he's the head. Kind of just like how Emma's sister is the head of all the prosecutors, he's probably head of all the police. Excuse me. Chief of police? He's the top ranked police officer in the entire district. Why are we pausing? Names Gut. Diamond Gut. Pleased to meet everyone. Oh, why that made my eye water. Oh my goodness, I got... Apparently the old man voice is making it happen. Even though I can do frickin' Miss Oldbag just fine. Alright, so what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's... Oh boy, my voice. My sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. What is that pose? But to think it was stunted to that exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, no less. I think that's the range we're going in. Why are we paused so quickly? What the frick is that? It's really embarrassing. Quite embarrassing, even for us. SL-92. Is it a sword? It looks like the hilt of a sword. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of it? Tea and crumpets. How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how did you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? I'm terrified. Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology. That's just kind of weird. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll be finding a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've ever seen... This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. So, it's a switch... That is a weird switchblade. It looks like the hilt of a sword. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch, and If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Yeah, pointing at people is very important, right? Uh-huh. More important than the gavel. I think both him and the judge really should just do rock, paper, scissors, see who wins. Because, you know, logic is not always sound.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
Oh, you're doing it. I'm not doing anything.
Where?
It's just kind of...
What? Don't scare me like that.
Why? It's broken. It is chipped to high heaven. I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
And the stark red stained blood? Switchblade knife found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. I'm assuming she was hiding it, because it looks like evidence. Okay. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. There we go, I got it back. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police about this knife? Okay, there's a split thing about it? Oh, so we're having an argument. Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. This knife is special. I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. I'm definitely curious. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? Wow. So it's a separate incident. There's two detectives. My mouse moved all on its own. Can you even... I don't think you can see it. That would be helpful. Oh, not that. Capture. There we go. What the frick? So we have two detectives down here. That's weird. There's gotta be a connection. You can't tell me they're not connected. That's really weird circumstances. Alright. That's hush information. Gee, we haven't exactly announced it yet. That voice went right up in my nose. What the frick? Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order. Anyway, we're at the department with all flustered, as you might assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, two detectives killed at the same time in two different places. Oh yeah, that was a thing that happened at the beginning in the animated cutscene. I completely forgot.
The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. I'm gonna drink more tea, because I need it. Cheers! There's nothing special. Can't say how here. Excuse me. Special. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. All the noise. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection. It's just kind of weird. Sorry. Freaking cleaning my face. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. My goodness. The knife was found on the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go to that at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto.
Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that has been me stumped all this time. So, how are things at the department? Can I examine this again? Check. I can. No,
There's a small tag on the knife. It says 6 SL92. SL-92. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6, maybe it's a case number? That's what I was thinking.
That's weird.
What?
I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either.
Maybe I should check the court record again. Like, nothing there. Okay. Let me look in the court record. We have something? Oh, this. Evidence reaction between the good men. Well, we're just gonna press everything. Something happened at the police department too, huh? Got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy. What with Lana's case and all? Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed. Okay. Alright. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprisingly, isn't it? The frickin'... Why? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only. Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, where the victim died. Where the victim was found, I don't think is important. Maybe? It could be. How the victim was killed, where the victim died. How the victim was killed. I think this is the answer. How the victim was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How
was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was when we in the force call a stabbing with a knife.
A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman.
That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same.
What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
It seems like I'm going to have to press this a little bit harder. Time of the crime, 5:15. Scare coincidence. 5:15? But that's what Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office.
What? Funny, isn't it? Murder at the prosecutor's office and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
Coincidence?
This is just my gut feeling, but I say there's a 0.00% chance of that happening.
You don't say.
Well, of it being a coincidence would be...
Makes sense of that percentage.
But it being planned?
Freaking, I would say 95%.
So, oh my gosh, every freaking notification.
No, wait. Chief Gann, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Forehead. So there's two places I could hit present evidence. So, how can you say there's no connection?
How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand?
Try to understand, Righto.
Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together?
Whatever it is, I better find it and go get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife!
Oh my god.
What was it doing there?
I better check this knife out. Okay, that's not a special kit. Say how here, unless there's a connection. We're gonna save. If I present this. Okay, I did it, because the sound went away. That's when you know you did it right. Wait a second.
At last, an honest goodness. At last, the honest goodness.
Oh my goodness.
At last, an honest to goodness objection.
This knife has to be something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? An honest to goodness, what do you mean? From... Oh gee, this is great.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL-92. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12/2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside... Is it? Excuse me. 2? Then... Oh my... Okay. Sorry, burping fast. The name... The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's upside down. Right side up. But you turn it around and what do you get? SL9. February 21st? Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. Yeah, that is the same. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag.
Order, order. Well, Chief? Well. Guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto.
I win? What game is this guy playing? Alright, well, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta take a quick break. But we will be right back because obviously I want to deal with all this stuff. So we're going to put this on, and I'm going to go poof, and I'll be right back. Doo-doo. Ba-doop. I am back. That, I don't know why I decided to do that. Huh? Okay. We're just continuing. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Oh boy. So this knife was stolen? Sorry, I'm checking everything. Okay. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. Well, obviously something was not completely right about it, since it's ended up at the crime scene. So I'm assuming it has to involve the case. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Alright.
Hard to think there isn't a connection there.
Okay, that was a bad day for the police department. We weren't in any shape to do investigation. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. What am I supposed to do with this information? I'm gonna read. Press. Tell me what was in here. So this knife was stolen about the day of the murder. Evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. It was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. It's hard to think there isn't a connection there. Present? No? It's like, what do I do? You gave me a new thing. Change your investigate detective. Okay, time coincidence. 2 detectives were killed. Okay, 1 blah blah. Yeah, right, and that. What was it doing there? What the frick am I supposed to do? I better check this knife out. Okay. Okay, so we only have the first. Stolen from the department's evidence room. I hit it again! Alright, good, got it, golly gosh. Yes, it's not a coincidence, but I don't know what to do. This knife was evidence in the case it was stolen. Okay, how about we do this? Maybe we need to do more here. Something happened at the police department too, huh? Got a good look in your eyes there, right on my boy? Sharp, hungry. Okay, so it's something that was important. Okay, so we did look at this. Okay, blah 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 blah. Detective at the police department, see what a mess. So what the frick am I supposed to present? They were the chief of detectives and head of and created by Detective Gumshoe. That's not it. I don't know what to press here. Cause that's the only new piece. Check. Okay. Between 4 p.m. and 5:30. Was killed at the police department. See what a mess. Okay. We got that, blah blah blah. Okay. So, where was the victim found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that.
The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy? We just got our ticket. We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. I guess. Alright. Getting chapstick. Now we can get Gan to testify about the details. Can we now? Not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. Okay, so I've moved the plot. We have the thing for it now. Now how the frick do I just present this? The answer is no. Load, yes. Detective kill. Okay, the bandit. We were doing it. Present? What do I need to present? No. What do I need to do? Right. Give me a hint. Okay, blah 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 blah. We're in the same freaking. Okay, it was good that day. Detective mass time crimes here. Coincidence officially. So let me press this again. So I can freaking read the thing. Oops. What? Ah! That was terrifying. Okay. Let's do that now. Alright. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases are even proven. Hey, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number and the nice evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Words. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be coincidence. What? You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information? Unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really?
Who would have guessed?
I'll corroborate, but I can't reveal the name of the... I'll corroborate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Okay. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of them. Victim's division, the victim's ID number, the victim's gender. How about the victim's ID number? Okay, how about you tell me about the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lip on ID numbers, so don't get your hopes up. Number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You need to get the first number right. Okay. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. Tells me... Well, can I look at the court record? Can I look at his ID badge? 4842188. Oh my gosh, I got it right. This tells me something. I have a contradiction, Judge. I do. I'm waving my hand. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning... Da-doom. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? That is a good question. Does that mean the Goodman that we think is the one who was murdered? Not actually Goodman and someone else? Let's see what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Ha ha ha. Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. I love these. I love these so much. No, it's just, I got confused. This is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Well, thanks, I take that a compliment. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? He's not a police officer, Judge. No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? Excuse me. This is the ID of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. Suspicious. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wait a second, Wright? What does this... Yep. That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, Detective Kill in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Because, yeah, that's weird. There can't be 2 people. Even if they had the same name, they would have a different ID number. Because, you know, Smiths and Jones and Johnsons and, Smith, Jones, Johnsons... Davison, something like that. Like, all these names are very... You could have a similar coincidence, but freaking ID numbers aren't the same. That's freaking way too weird. So, do we have a copycat? Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what you're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, in a completely different location. Correct, based on the evidence. Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now, just a second, Worthy, no need to get all flustered. Your Honor, The police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said, wait. I don't like that face. That's terrifying. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, poor Meekins. I feel so bad for Meekins. Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. I remember, poor Meekins. He's a recurring character, by the way, if you didn't know. And he gets into so much random crap. It's so sad. You don't mean him? Coroner Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Gilman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
Okay, Emma,
Please, don't question his intelligence. Officer Meekins does his best.
Because he deals with a lot of crap. There's 2 characters that frickin' deal with a lot of crap in this series, man. Well, 3. Gumshoe is one of them. Meekins is the second one. The third one we haven't really dealt with. But okay, so the symbol literally is the police department. That's interesting. Does Gumshoe have that? In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. I'm going to check something. Do I have Gumshoe? I can't see. But he has it. I know. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Yeah, there's something going on here. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, was the second rule of evidence law?
Well, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Oh, well, it's Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in the court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. Like, he's trying to trip up Edgeworth. There's gotta be a reason. Why does he not like Edgeworth? It seems we have come to the end of this trial. Wow, we have almost an hour in. Obviously, we're playing a little longer. Because it was wait for a few minutes. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. With all those rumors. You're even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
Alright, I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We'll grant 1 further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Farewell, court is adjourned. Yeah, something's going on. To be continued right now. Well, that was an interesting transition. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m., Wright & Co. office.
Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused.
Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The detective Bruce Goodman was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room.
What's this in the evidence room part? Prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car.
Well, that's what we're going to find out. I'll try to, at least.
Alright, let's do it.
Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Look, we're in this together, right? We'll prove that these thick rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us.
February 23rd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Oh, okay, you just squished me over here.
You know, I really don't...
My goodness.
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in the evidence room, no biggie.
Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it.
That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum over by the chief prosecutor was brimmed with water.
My sister erasing evidence at a crime scene? Never!
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Well, there was blood on the floor or not. The water in the oil drum washed it all away.
Knowing the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What's that grin for?
This situation calls for one thing, and that is... luminol testing fluid.
Luminol?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
But you can have possession of it? Of the luminol? We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Here, look, I'll lend you my glasses.
Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? What the frick? This is what you look at all the time?
To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see?
Hang on 1 second. Alright, apparently I just get to deal with a lot of random stuff today. I am back. We're gonna continue.
Press enter to spray on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains.
My goodness, that sounds so weird with that voice.
Let's find us some bloodstains.
That was a zoom. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a bloodstain?
It's so...
Emma, you're shaking.
It's just this is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we'll definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But does something strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course?
What's odd about this, scientifically? Bloodstain, the amount of blood. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean, look at the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to be more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. Wright? I'm gonna mark up the floor plans where we find a bloodstain, okay?
Alright.
See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that.
Luminol testing fluid. Received from one very proud-looking chemist guy.
We can't be sure the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day.
Yeah. Feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Huh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
Miss Starr!
You only trust your own eyes. Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of laid and doesn't really get my mouth watering. Alright, we're gonna talk to her and probably end for the day, because I got a lot of things to do. I'm really busy this week, but I'm still gonna stream because I want to stream. Really want to stream. It's fun. Today's trial. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
Shush, Emma. I witnessed everything from the security room right there, but I was afraid I wouldn't sound convincing enough. You see, I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and the testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? Detective Starr.
So you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr?
Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hard on the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Cough it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect, and before long they called me the cough-up queen.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
And you were let go? Fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prime and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. I'd really love to have her as a detective. I think it'd be interesting. You know, it's all because of that case, the SL-9 incident. Or the SL-9 incident. SL-9? Wait, doesn't she mean... present... doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
What do you think about this?
The SL-9 incident is written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know?
Really?
That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As suspected, SL-9 isn't over, not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL-9 incident? Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay. I hate when stuff does this. It's like, hello, what do I need to do? Alright, well I guess we'll just put it here as the cliffhanger for what we need to do, and I can also look up what I need to do, just in case. So yeah, we found out that there's 2 Goodmans afoot somehow. And now we're gonna learn about the SL9 incident, because apparently we're just dealing with old cases now that are being brought up to the present. So, thank you for watching the stream, and I will see you next time. Bye!